Good morning, guys. Today for math, we are going to create the inside layout for our toy store. So we're going to look at our to-do list. And what we're doing today, we're going to create the toy store's inside layout in pencil first. That's very important. We're going to check the layout for mistakes. We're going to be using area today, finding the area. And then we're going to use our markers or crayons to make the layout colorful and label each toy display with a picture of the toys. Those are the three things that we're going to do today. So the things that you are going to need. You're going to need the little tiny pictures that are in there. You're going to need your 8 toys that you selected. You're going to need to go ahead and cut out the pictures for those 8 toys. You can see I've already cut out my pictures for my 8 toys. I chose the RC car, the doll, the ball, the plane, the drum, the horse, the dump truck, and the giraffe. And then you're going to need these 2 things. You're going to need the toy display size chart that you have. And you can see I went ahead and marked my 8 toys. Excuse me, because these are the 8 toys I'm going to have to calculate the area for. And then this is for your checkout counter, because it's very important when you're designing a store that you think about where you put your checkout counter and why you put it there. So I kind of started mine, and I said I placed my checkout counter in the front, middle of the store. I placed my counter in this location because I'm not going to tell you my reason, because I want to hear your reason. But think about where you would put your checkout counter, and then you're going to write a little summary and tell me where you put it and why you chose to put it there. Again, I'm not going to tell you why I put mine where I put it, because I want to hear your ideas. Okay. The next thing you're going to need after you go ahead and cut out those toys, and then you can do whatever you want with the rest of them. I highlighted my 8 toys that I chose because I have to find the area. The next paper you're going to need is this one, which is your grid, and this is where we're going to calculate the area. And what I did is I kind of took my toys and just laid them out on the paper the way I thought I wanted them to go. And then I'm going to go back and calculate my area. Okay, so that's what I did. You can do however you want to. You can see here's my checkout counter. And then I'll put my doll up here. And I'm going to show you how to find the area of another one. Just wanted you to see some of them already placed so that you would know what I was talking about. All right, so let's look at the doll I've already done. It was 60 square feet. So this is giving me the area. I have to figure out the dimensions of the rectangle, because you're going to create the rectangles for your displays. And you can do this in one solid rectangle. You can break it up into 2 rectangles. You can do irregular shapes, as long as the end result is you have the area that your toy specifies. Now, one thing you can use is your multiplication chart if you have it. If you don't have your multiplication chart, because this is going to be handy for you, because let's say I wanted to find 60, the dimensions for an area of 60 square feet. I can look on here and I can see, okay, well, here's 60, 5 times 12. 6 times 10 has a 60. 12 times 5. 10 times 6. So I can really use this chart to help me find my dimensions for my layout. If you don't have your copy of this, I did add one to our Wednesday remote learning folder. So it's in there on Schoology. You can go use it if you need it. But let me just show you kind of how I did it. I went through and I saw that the area needed for display is 80 feet. That's how many little tiny blocks total that I'm going to need. So we're going to figure out the area for my giraffe, okay? And of course, I'm going to do it in pencil first so I can check it for mistakes before I do the final color. Because in the end, you want to color it like I did my doll. You want to make the store appealing visually. So we're going to find for the giraffe. For my giraffe, I'm going to look at my area needed for display. Here's my giraffe, 80 feet squared. So 80 feet squared. So I'm going to think, okay, what dimension? That means I need 80 blocks total, right? Well, I can look at my chart and I can look for 80, and I can see 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, so 8 times 10. Well, that's pretty big, because 8 times 10 means I need 8 rows with 10 in each row. So that would work. I could do 8 rows with 10 in each row. But if you remember when we talked about the distributive property, let me flip this over. 8 times 10 is equal to 80. I could also break that down and say 8 times 5 plus 8 times 5, because 8 times 5 is 40 plus 40, still going to give me 80. So I've got to decide, do I want to do one big display or do I want to do 2 smaller displays? Okay. In this case, I think I'm going to do 2 smaller displays, because the overall rule is I have to have 80 feet square for my area. So I'm going to do 2 smaller displays. Well, I'm going to do one here. So I'm going to need 8 rows of 5. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I need 8 rows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you notice, I'm putting little dots in mine. Remember when we were talking about arrays and how to make sure we counted every unit? I said sometimes it's good to put a dot in there so you know you've got it, okay? So there's one giraffe display. Now I'm going to put the other giraffe display over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I have, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And this one again would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So 40 plus 40 is 80. And that's what I needed for my square feet. According to my chart, I have to have 80 feet square for my giraffe. So now that I've checked it, I can go back and I'm going to color it in. I'm going to make it nice and colorful. And I'm doing the outline. You could always shade it in if you want to. That is totally up to you. It does make it a little more colorful. And it is a toy store, so color's good. And then I'm going to glue my giraffe on the display. And actually, I will need to get, the glue stuck to my finger. I would need to get another giraffe, and there are 2 or 3 of each animal on there. So you would have to cut out another giraffe to put right there, or I would. You can put your toys ever how you want to. Okay. So that would be an example of me splitting my giraffe up into 2 sections. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one more with you. And again, like I said, I kind of laid my toys out so that I knew the general area that I wanted them to go. And that helps me just know how to get my area. So I can kind of judge how big of an area it is. Let's do the horse this time. All right, so I'm gonna look at my chart again, and the horse is right here. See, horse toy, I need 30 feet squared. Well, I've already thought, okay, well, 5 times 6 is 30. Well, I could break that down using distributive property and say 5 times 3 plus 5 times 3, which would be 15 plus 15. But I think in this case, I'm just going to do one big area or one big display in my store, and I need 5 rows of 6. So I'm going to come down here. Now remember, I'm using pencil first. I want 5 rows of 6. I'm going to count out my rows first. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need 6 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I'm going to count and make sure I've got 30, because we always want to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I do have 30. So now I'll go back. Since I've done it in pencil first, I'm going to go back and color it in with my colored pencils. And since this was my horse, we're going to stick my horse on top of it. And I'll go back later and color in my horse too, because I want it to be pretty. So you can go back and color in your pictures. Have fun with it. But that's what we're doing today. Today we're finding the area and designing the layout of our toy store. Remember, cut out your toys. Do like I did, kind of lay them out to have an idea of where you want them to be in your toy store. You can see my checkout counters right here front and center. And I won't tell you my reason. I want to hear yours. I'll tell you mine when we go back to school next week and we share these. Just remember, your area is given. You have got to figure out what 2 factors can I multiply together to get this product, okay? And that kind of helps you know how many rows and how many in each row that you're going to need to build that array for the area. Again, use your multiplication chart if you have it. If not, it is on Schoology in the Wednesday remote learning folder for you. But that is how you're going to find your area. It's going to take a little thought, because you got to break this down and figure out what the factors are that get that product of your area needed. And then, of course, you have got to get your layout done. But really think about what's the best, because I'll explain to you when we get back. I really thought about how I laid my toys out, and there's a reason why I have the RC car and the doll at the back of the store and my checkout counter at the front of the store. So it takes a little reasoning, because you want to decide where everything would be and what would make the most sense for your store. So find your areas, find those factors that give you that end product for your area needed, design your layout. And if you have questions, when we get on WebEx in just a few minutes, that's when I will address any questions that you have. But have fun with it, guys. And I will see you in just a few. Bye.